finally, I do want to leave you with a note about how feminine energy can change your relationships, because a lot of times people will just say, tap into your inner bombshell and everything will be all right. Well, one of the primary things that connecting to feminine energy does is it allows you to express your full self. If you as a woman are living in a society that only acknowledges one half of your consciousness and encourages you to suppress your femininity, your sensuality, your eroticism, your deep creativity, your emotionality. It tells you that all of these things are bad and that all of these things are not power, all of these things take away your power. Then you are a woman who will never become the highest expression of yourself. You will never become powerful in your own right. So connecting to your feminine energy ultimately makes you more powerful, but it also leads to more empowered relationships. And I like the story of the sirens and the idea that when we look at mythology, mermaids are frequently portrayed as women. And one of the reasons that is because mermaids can travel between land and sea, between air and sea, which to me is an analogy between the ability to travel between the rational sort of left brain and the depths of the right brain. And this is a real concept, because even though these myths of the sirens and the mermaids were created over thousands and thousands of years, scientists today now know that women really do have more of the gray matter that connects their right and their left brain than men do. So we can more easily inhabit both of these forms of consciousness. We can have our emotionality and then take that bird's eye perspective that allows us to use that emotion to propel us forward. And that allows us to use that emotion for good, for connecting to people, for having compassion, for attracting opportunity, for attracting great people into our lives. And also for enabling wonderful relationships. Yes, it is natural for masculine energy to lead and to assert itself and to take action. It is left brain consciousness. Your left brain controls your right hand. Most people throw with their right hand. You hammer with your right hand. You write with your right hand. Most people do things with your right hand. It is the active side. It spearheads action. But don't overlook deep feeling. And frequently it is up to the woman in a relationship to lead a man deep into those emotional depths. Those emotional depths, that's what allows real, authentic connection. That's what gets us out of this sort of play land of delightful discussion and you're attractive and I'm attractive and isn't this lovely, into deep, radical feeling, deep, radical trust. The glue, emotions are the glue of any relationship. They bring people together. And frequently it is a woman, by being in her feminine energy, by being emotionally available, by being comfortable in that realm of emotion, by being that siren who can swim the deep depths and come up for air, that enables relationships to take that deeper turn towards the realm of emotion, towards the realm of authenticity, towards real, genuine connection. And so stepping into your feminine power in many ways is becoming the highest expression of yourself. It empowers you. It allows you to develop your natural feminine gifts. It empowers your relationships. And when we have women all over the world who boldly claim their feminine power as power, it ultimately changes the world. There are many glaring issues that threaten the sanctity and the future of humankind, and many of them are outcomes of elevating masculine energy at the expense of the feminine for far too long. When we look at xenophobia, racism, misogyny, global warming, poverty, war, in situations where diplomacy could have been used, and so on and so forth. Many of these can be solved by bringing the feminine principle into organizational culture, but not only that, into our lives, by women stepping up and being the change that we wish to see. Not only are we poised to make a lasting impact in our own communities and in our workplace, but in our relationships as well. Because in these emotionally imbalanced relationships, in these situations where women are exploited physically and emotionally, in these situations where women aren't happy, where you're trying to have it all and it feels like you can't, a lot of this can be solved by stepping over those patriarchal norms and embracing your true power, embracing all of yourself, bringing your full entire self to the table.